Okay, so just a question for anyone who's listening. Out of curiosity, where did the water go? Did it disappear? Did someone steal it? Did a little goblin drink out of it? Or did someone poke a hole in the bottom of my metal hydro flask? Well, that's the question I aim to answer today, but figure just before I do that, I'll explain one thing. I'm doing this whole video in one take because while I do absolutely adore making content, I've been so busy recently, and I apologize. I am really trying to get things done. There's videos I have to edit, there's things I have to still record, and then I have a bunch of stuff going on with school life that is just mixing and matching with a bunch of different things I'm doing. It's a chaotic environment. So I figured, why not speak in a fast-paced, happy, exciting video where I can just do everything all at once and get this all over with. So just so I can, let you guys know of things. Initially, right, I was at school, I was having a good morning, I was actually going to prank my teacher, Miss Moore. I'll probably input something here to just showcase what that was. And, it got me thinking, so I'm doing all these fun things at school, right? I'm pranking people, I'm having fun with it, I'm recording it, it's a good time. But, of course, I still am doing normal things in the day, like my schoolwork, and eating food, of course, during lunch, and drinking water. And that's where this whole little story comes in. I was sitting around, first, second period classes, having a good time. And then around third period, I was like, I'm pretty thirsty today. I should probably grab my water bottle. Now, keep in mind, this morning, which was, not this morning, but, yesterday morning, Friday, I had taken a bunch of water with me to school. As per usual, this is a half-gallon hydro flask, 64 ounces of water that stays cold for pretty much days. And I had filled this up roughly about to here. And the reason I remember that is because I explicitly recall putting in 5 ice cubes to make sure that it would stay cold during the day. So this thing was about half full, so quarter of a gallon of water, right? Now, one might think, okay, you could drink that in a pretty decent amount of time, probably, finish that up in a couple of different times where I drink the water, right? Well, I get to school, my water is full, and there is nothing that should be removing this water but me. Other than if I gave it to a friend, which I didn't because no one asked me for water. So I'm walking into my third period class. I'm thinking, wow, I need a sip of water. And lo and behold, I go to open this thing and empty. Completely empty. This is all the water that was left. Hear it? Neither do I. There is barely any noise that happens when I pour this water down, or rather, flip the bottle upside down. Now, how could this be? What took a quarter of a gallon of water from me without damaging the bottle or opening it? I don't know. I've been wondering this for literal days. And by that I mean all of yesterday and, most of today. So I'm just curious, how did this happen? Did a goblin come in and siphon water out the bottom? I highly doubt that, and you want to know why? Because whenever this water bottle was brought to me, I decided that I would start using it at school in comparison to the old one I had, which was a Corkcicle water bottle that's normally meant to hold wine, but the reason I chose it is because it is a water bottle that keeps water cold for, a couple days. Reason being, it's meant for wine, as said. It is meant to hold an entire bottle of wine cold for a whole day. So I used that one initially. It was a plain blue one. I loved the thing. But it was stolen. It was stolen within, give or take, a month of me having it. So I thought to myself, all right, I need a different tactic. I need to have a water bottle that nobody will ever steal. So I chose this giant one I had since roughly 6th grade, cleaned the whole thing out several times, and plastered it with stickers. Ever since then, no one has ever stolen it or even touched it. And I've actually left it at school many times, but it is so utterly repulsive to anyone but me that no one wants it, which, fair enough. It's got stickers everywhere. You have random furry jargon, robotics team, you have Undertale. People don't like to be associated with that, and neither do they like to be associated with Maid Raymond that I got at a cosplay con. Oh my god, convention. I can't talk today. Point is, my water was stolen. How? Who's to say? I looked at the bottom of this bottle thinking maybe someone put a hole in it, but one, how on earth would you drill through a 1/16 of an inch of steel? And why would you go to the bottom of the water bottle when I explicitly put something on the bottom to deter anyone from actually looking at it? So I'm just curious. Why? Why would a quarter of a gallon of water disappear? Who drank it? Who took it? It is a mystery I will never be able to solve. Despite the fact that I knew I had not drank any water that day, nor had anyone else drank it because there was no water lining the rim of the cap, which is exactly what happens when you drink the water. Lines the complete rim of the top of the bottle around the threads of the screw that holds the cap on. There should be water there. There was none. At the end of the day, I opened up the bottle, looked inside, no holes, no damage, no water around the cap, just gone. And frankly, I don't know why. So that's my story for the day. I'm not really sure how that happened, but yeah, that's just something fun that I thought I'd discuss. But point of the matter is, this is just a little quick freeform video that I made in roughly 5 minutes, just because I thought, you know, maybe people would enjoy this. Maybe they'd want to see just a nice little talkative thing, just to get some more content out there before I actually start posting real videos, which, speaking of, the Velma video is in production. But you want to know why it's taking so long? There are 23 sections in total for the whole video. Now, it might be 22, give or take, but each of these sections splits off into its own tangent. So that means that there is probably a minimum of 22 minutes of content that will be up through this whole thing, and that's not even scratching the surface. I'm pretty sure it's actually going to be closer to 40, but I'll probably end up narrowing it down if I end up editing it pretty concisely, which I tried to do. So we'll see as we go. But point is, that video is coming out. I have a lot of other stuff happening. Sorry it's taking so long. I know the channel is not a massive one that requires people to be always vigilant with it, but I still like to make sure people are updated. So anyhow, have a good rest of your day, and just remember, keep your water safe, because you never know when it might disappear.